Starting from a kid, what was young Rhasidat like?
I was very energetic. I was always doing loads of sports, running around, playing games. I was very active. So and I love to compete as well. So when we'd be outside playing tip the can or chasing, I take it so seriously because I don't want anyone to beat me, not even the boys or anything. So yeah, I was very creative as well. I was kind of up for anything.
And from my recollection, you were involved in a couple of different sports. It wasn't always just running.
Oh yes, definitely. I was doing football, Gaelic football, basketball, volleyball, badminton, athletics. Did I say camogie? Camogie. I was doing, I did a lot of sports and I absolutely loved it. And I feel like each sport kind of complemented each other and built you up in areas that you might need for another sport. So yeah, it was definitely helpful.
And did you have time to do anything else? Were you involved in music or dance, or it was always just I want to compete, I want to be active?
No, I was actually involved in music as well. So I played the piano and I played the guitar as well.
Just in your spare time?
Yeah, in my spare. I did everything. I can't even imagine how I fit everything into one day. And I'm struggling now at college and school and athletics. And I'm how did I fit everything in that I used to do?
And talk to us a little bit about athletics. So obviously you've had some really, really good results recently, but you've been doing that for a couple of years. When did you first decide to, choose athletics and really go for it and hone in on it?
So I was doing basketball and athletics. I was balancing those two until I was about 15. Then when I was about going on to 16, I was like, okay, you know what, I might focus on athletics now because I was kind of picking up some little minor niggles from basketball. So I kind of had to preserve my future and stuff. So I kind of stuck with athletics, and from then on I've just been doing that.
And talk about your junior career, you've had some unbelievable results there.
No, yeah, my junior career was very fun and exciting, Ever since I was 14, I was winning international medals on European stage and on world stage. So I hadn't went a year without winning an international medal. So yeah, it was really, really successful.
And talk to us about then the move to the States. So I know we talked to you when you were a junior athlete and you're kind of weighing up your options. It can be a lot for a young person to make that decision, but you've moved over to Texas. What is it like over there? How have you settled in?
Yeah, it was a hard decision to make because there was a lot of benefits and there could have been a lot of negatives as well. So I kind of had to weigh up my options, and you know what, at the end of the day, I just decided it was the best option for me. And it might seem like a risk, but sometimes to succeed, you need to take some risks. And it was played out in my favour. I'm doing really well and I really like my environment that I'm in. My coach is amazing, my facilities are really good, my training partners are world class, and school is really good. Texas academically is very prestigious as well. So no, I'm absolutely loving it. It wasn't too hard to adapt to. When I went on my visit, my teammates were very welcoming. It was one of them situations where I feel like I've known them for years, and they were so welcoming. It's kind of like a family away from home, and that's exactly what I was looking for, and one of the main reasons why I chose to go to Texas. So no, I absolutely love it. Everything is just going really well, and yeah, it's very exciting.
What's that kind of team environment like, being surrounded by, you mentioned other people that are world class? Talk to us a bit about that.
Yeah, we're all very competitive. So in training, we all push each other on, and we're all very motivating towards each other, because even when it gets past the collegiate season and we see each other at world championships and Europeans, we're all representing different countries, but we still have that bond together. So it's amazing to bring that on to a higher performance level. So it's just great having that type of environment for people to push you on.
And in terms of that team, I know we heard from Ellen Walsh during the week, and she was talking about being, someone with 40 women and not having that experience in Ireland. We see a lot of young girls can drop out of sport. What is the difference being from Ireland to the US and being in a collegiate team that has a volume of athletes?
Yeah, it just helps me, train better and train harder. I have people who run just as fast as me, if not faster than me. So we all push each other on in training, and you have a group. So if one person isn't there, you still have other people to train with. So yeah, it definitely helps you stay in shape, and it just helps you do better in general. And when someone else does well, that motivates you to do well as well. So we all complement each other really.
And in terms of moving from junior to senior, how did you find that transition?
I feel like it happened so fast. I didn't really get the chance to really evaluate it and kind of, settle in. I guess this year was my first individual senior championships, and I just got thrown into it. To be honest, I just treated it like a junior competition at the end of the day. And it might be a bit older, but we all have the same goals. So to make a final, to win a medal. So my priorities and my goals didn't change regardless of the age.
And moving from having such a successful junior career into racing as a senior athlete, did you feel that pressure, or did you feel like you had room to kind of try things out and settle into it you know, in your, say, 18, 19, 20 years old? Or how did you find that transition?
I didn't really feel the pressure from other people, but ultimately, most pressure comes from myself. So I got a lot of pressure on myself. So going into World Championships, my goal was to make the final. And regardless of how good everyone else was, that was still my goal. I didn't really care about who else was competing. I just wanted to make the final and go from there. And unfortunately, I missed that by one spot. So, you know, I'm so proud of myself. Everyone else was proud of me. And sometimes you have to realise that this is a new event. I'm still young. I still have so many more years. And I was the youngest person in the top 10. So, you know what, I was like, I'll take it as it is and I'll just build on it for next year. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
And you mentioned the 400 and it's a new event. How are you enjoying it? I know you said you're going to mix it up with the 100 and 200 as well.
No, yeah, I like running the 400. I don't mind it. I like it more now than I used to. When I horse run, oh my God, it hurts so bad. It still hurts, but not as bad. I'm able to deal with it better. But it's the training. Like, so I didn't train for it last year, so I'm starting to train for it this year. And oh my God, I remember my first session, I wanted to quit, like, athletics in general that day. And now I'm adapting to it better now. It still hurts awfully, but I guess it'll be worth it now that I'm going to have the strength to like keep fighting for the last couple of meters that I had my weakness in the previous year.
And in terms of records, you're holding a couple of Irish records at the moment, both indoors and outdoors. Talk to us a bit about that. Like, how does it feel and how do you stay motivated, you know, competing, you know, week in, week out?
No, it feels amazing. Like, I guess I never realised how big a deal it is to have a national record. Like, you're the fastest to ever run it in all the years Ireland has existed, do you know what I mean? And I never really realised it because I felt like straight after I'd achieved something, I'd have to move on to the next competition and I want to achieve more. And like, you know, when success comes, I just want more and more and more. Like, I'm just success greedy at this point. So like, yeah, I never really got to sit down and kind of like realise what I've done. And I guess this is kind of an opportunity just to reflect at the end of the year, like, wow, I'm really grateful to God that I'm able to do what I do and inspire people and, you know, do this successfully. And, you know, yeah, I'm just so grateful. But no, I just want to keep on going, keep on inspiring people, but keep on breaking records and, you know, raising the standards. So yeah, I'm excited. There's a new crop of Irish and we're like just absolutely smashing it. So I'm just happy to be about part of that.
Yeah, there's so much going on. Like,
Irish men and women, everyone. Yeah.
Talk about like the domestic competition. I know, you know, from the 100 to the 400, like there's a lot of competitors there. Like, how does everybody drive each other forward?
Yeah, I feel like everyone's seen each other's success, you know, helps us all motivate ourselves. We're all united at the same time, but we all individually compete against each other. So yeah, you know, I think it's always a good opportunity to, you know, find that extra bit of motivation and give you that extra push. It's good that we're all coming up as a nation because we're not going to these major internationals to participate anymore. Like, we're here to make finals and win medals. If you saw like European outdoors, the amount of success that we had, it was probably our most successful championship. And like, there was so many finals, so many like top 6, top 5 places. So like, that was outstanding. That's what we want to keep on going forward.
And such a small country with the tough competition domestically as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know, nationals is still like hard. I remember when I was doing the 100 meters this summer, I was kind of getting ready for the 400. So I was like, oh, let me do the 100 meter for some speed. And like, yeah, that was so competitive for me. And like, that was good for us to see like so many people being so close to each other at the line. So yeah, it's really good still.
So you're looking at making finals on the international stage, and there'll be European Championships, World Championships coming up over the next couple of years, but the Olympics obviously in Paris will be as well. What is the aspiration for the Olympic Games?
Yeah, I guess we'll figure that out next year. No, but it's always definitely to make the final and see where we go from there. You know, once you make a final, all you need is a lane and anything can happen. Like, we've seen it in multiple championships, like the amount of upsets that there's been. So like, all you need is a lane and that's the opportunity that you need, so yeah.
And has that always been a dream of yours?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, Olympic medalist, Olympic gold medalist, everything. Like, that's always been the dream. So hopefully in the future that's something I can achieve.
And who have your role models been growing up? Like, there's a lot of superstars in athletics, men and women. Like, you know, how did you come to having that dream in the first place?
It's funny because when I was starting athletics, I didn't really look up to anyone. I guess I just wanted to like be successful in it. And maybe when I became old and I started knowing the big names, like, so one person who I did kind of admire was Shani Miller-Rebo. I feel like people used to always compare me to her because like we are of like similar stature and we have a similar running style and stuff. And she was really successful. I just absolutely loved the way she dominated the 400 meters. Like, if you saw at Worlds and at the Olympics, like, she won by probably like half a second. And for you to dominate on that type of level is absolutely insane. So yeah, she's definitely someone who I'd look up to and who want to, aspire to be like in the future.
Am I right in saying you got to race this year?
Yeah, I actually did. So at the World Championships in the semi-final, she was literally in the lane right outside me, and yeah, I was like, wow, so like you're real. Do you know what I mean? You see them on TV and it's just like you're a real person just like me. And at the end of the day, like although I was a tiny bit starstruck, just have to come down to like level ground and think, yeah, we're all here for the same reason, we all have the same goal, and you might be someone that I aspire to be like, but I want to beat you still. Do you know what I mean? So no, yeah, it was a really good experience. So she was really nice as well.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, she was really nice.
There's loads of role models, I think, in women's sprinting, and looking at the longevity of some of the careers. Like you're looking at Alison Felix, you're looking at Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price. What does that say to you as like a woman in sport? Like you're young now, but you hear sometimes the people saying like, a sprinter's career isn't that long. But then we're looking at these women who are going well into their 30s. They have kids as well, and they're managing it all. Like what's that like for you as a young woman? When you're looking at your life, I suppose, ahead of you.
Yeah, no, it definitely gives you that hope, and it kind of gives you that confidence that you're able to last that long. Because although everyone is different at the end of the day, and although they might last long, there's some people who might not be able to last as long, and they might not have kids. So I guess it's just how you take care of yourself, how you take care of your body, and just how much you want to keep going. So some people, once they achieve what they want to achieve, they're okay with, retiring and giving it a rest. But I guess it just depends how much you want to keep going. And I would like a long career, but I definitely would know at the same time when to pack it up. And I'd look for, that's why I want to kind of like build my brand and ensure that I actually have, aspirations outside of athletics. I'd actually be looking forward to retiring. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to just stay in the sport just for maybe like the financial benefits, etc. I want to stay in it because I still love the sport and I love competing, and I'm still able to compete at the highest level. So that would definitely be my goal.
And it's funny because I know we were talking about it before, that this is the wisdom that we heard when you were about 16 as well. So you've always been looking, beyond athletics. Like what's college like? What outside of athletics are you interested in or passionate about?
So everyone is always like, oh my gosh, you should be a model. And the thing about modeling is I would do it, but it's very like hit and miss as well, do you know what I mean? And it all depends on the opportunities that you get and your connections. And I have a lot of connections, so it's definitely something I'd look forward to, and I'd look into like as well as athletics. I could actually do it while I'm doing athletics and beyond athletics. But I'm also I'm very creative, and I'm very passionate about like women in sport, and I'm very passionate about young girls in sport, and that's definitely something that I'm looking to do in the future. Maybe have like an organisation, do events, etc. I know I was part of the 24/20 campaign when I was a bit younger, and I absolutely loved that. And I think it's kind of stuck with me because since then I've got so many young girls reaching out to me, like parents coming up to me, my niece loves you, my daughter loves you, my cousin, and it's just like wow, like it's all mainly young girls, and I want to be like that person for them and be able to kind of inspire them and be a role model. And that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to in the future.
How do you kind of find that, like it's great obviously meeting the young girls and stuff, and that can be like really inspiring for you as well, but there's a lot that comes with like the success that you've had, that you've been experiencing since you were a teenager, in terms of like media coverage, like a lot of eyes on you. Like how have you found that? Is it something that you've been conscious of, or that you've just taken in your stride?
It was something that I was looking forward to when I was younger. So I was like, oh my God, the cameras, like people know me, like, oh my God, I'm famous. But like, it wasn't really like that. Like, I feel like although, we are in this sport and we're kind of like our own individuals, you kind of have like a place in society where people do look up to you and people will copy what you're doing because you're just a person in the light that they'd want to, that people are focusing on. And I feel like we all have an important role to kind of, be a role model for people, young girls, young boys, like whoever like your niche is, whoever your target audience is. And and I feel like that's something that I'm comfortable with, I feel like I'm kind of prepared for that. And it's just something that I'm looking forward to in the future.
And there's other women in sport in Ireland that have experienced that as well. Like if you look at Ellen Keane, like she's been in the limelight since she was about 13 or 14. So there's definitely people that you could, ask for advice. But something that I think you've definitely seemed to have taken in your stride. In relation to college, like talk to us a bit about college. Like what are you studying? How are you enjoying it? Like what's life like outside of athletics?
Yeah, no, I absolutely love college. It's hard sometimes to balance, but it's not awful. I feel like our schedule and our athletic schedule and our academic coordinators, everything. They just make it easy for us student athletes to kind of balance everything. So I'm studying corporate communications. I was studying economics, and I felt like something like corporate communications is more fitting for who I am as a person, and I feel like it can take me further than a lot of other majors. It's so wide, and there's so many different opportunities that you can get from corporate communication. You can work in so many places, and yeah, so I just felt like it would suit me better, especially post athletics. And yeah, no, absolutely love college. School isn't too hard. I'm really good at balancing it, although I can procrastinate a lot, which is probably something that I need to change in 2023. But no, it's really good, and I feel like Austin is just an amazing city, and I'm just really happy to be able to do it all in Texas.
And what do you do when you're downtime? Like, have you favourite like Netflix shows, or do you go exploring? Do you like reading? Like, what things do you do outside of training?
So I'm currently reading, like, I do like to read a lot, so I'm reading this new book. It's called Verity. It's like so good. And I also like to watch Netflix shows. I always binge watch Netflix when I have the time. I'm like kind of like a social butterfly when it comes to like my friend group and stuff. So like I love like when like our team hosts little get-togethers and barbecues and game nights. I absolutely love things like that. Just getting to bond with people just makes me happy. Also I like to spend time with my family and my friends, and just like scrolling on TikTok, having a good laugh. No, yeah. I do a lot of things. So, and I feel like why I love Austin so much is that there's so much to do. So like, and everything is so close. So it's like, oh, let's go here. And it's just all like really cool, interesting things that I wouldn't have had the experience to do in Ireland. Or, yeah. So it's just really cool.
And you are obviously away like for college, like in the States, like Texas. It can be a bit of a journey to get back to Dublin.
Yeah.
And then you can be traveling and stuff with sport too. Like, how do you find, that balancing everything, get back to see your family and friends in Ireland? Do you ever get homesick, or how do you kind of find that transition?
I feel I'm so occupied in Texas, so I always have something going on that I don't really have the time to like miss anyone. Like I definitely do miss my family and stuff, but I call them so often and I talk to them so often that it's just like they're with me. Do you know what I mean? So I'm always connected to like my friends and my family. So, and I also have my friends in Texas that kind of like my family. So I feel like I'm always surrounded by really positive, like-minded people that kind of just, keep me going.
Could you imagine it was like 40 years ago and you couldn't face
Oh my God, yeah, having to write letters and stuff. Yeah, my mum would get one letter a year if that was the case.
And talk to us about representing Ireland. Like, what does it mean to you? Like, how exciting is it to pull on that green vest and take to the track?
Oh, it's amazing. I feel like it's just what I look forward to every summer. And it's such a big deal, and it's such a big deal to the population as well. I see how everyone reacts to it, and it just makes me want to do so much better on the track, because when you have all these people that you can make proud and all these people who look up to you and want you to succeed, and it just gives me that motivation to like, you're not just doing it for yourself, I'm not just doing it for myself, I'm not doing it for my coach, but I'm doing it for so many more people. And like when you come from such a small nation and you do so well on a global or European stage, it just has such a huge impact, just showing that like, yeah, we might be small but we're mighty, do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's definitely something that I definitely look forward to.
You've mentioned the young girls that have reached out to you, and that what about those that are kind of on the fence? Like, we've talked a little bit about the dropout rate, of young girls and young boys as well. What is your advice to them, whether it's like they're on the fence about a sport, or they don't know how to balance like school and sport, or maybe going to work or college, and what's your just words of wisdom to try and stay involved?
I feel like sport has so much more. It doesn't matter what sport you do, but it has so much to offer than just success. Do you know what I mean? Most of my friends are actually athletes. Like, it's just so good socially to meet people, just to get your mind away from like your daily struggles, like school, like life, just any stresses, and like opportunities. Like, sport gives you so many opportunities. The connections you make from sport are absolutely amazing. Like, you meet people from all walks of life, and like nothing brings people together like sport. So you'll meet so many different people who will, I've met so many people who've like offered me jobs and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just so many opportunities, and I just feel like it's such a good way to get away from life, and just, it's kind of like traveling or something. Do you know what I mean? So I just feel like it has so much to offer, and I feel like people are very like dependent on success, and if they don't succeed in the sport, they don't really want to do it anymore. And I don't feel like that's always the case. And even just fitness wise, like healthy body, you'll feel good. Like, I just feel like there's just so much to offer. So I feel like people shouldn't drop out so early.
Have you ever struggled yourself with athletics and wanting to stay involved or wanting to stay involved in sport?
Maybe after a 400-meter session. No, like there's been times where I've questioned myself and I've been like, is this what I really want to do? But it's never been to the point where I've actually considered dropping out. It might be just very slight and I'll snap out of it and be like, what are you saying? Like, of course this is what you want to do. You know what I mean? I enjoy it so much. I enjoy all the aspects, even the pain. Like, it will hurt for what, 20 minutes and then you're grand and then you're having a laugh 10 minutes later. So, you know what? I absolutely love it and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Well, it's great to hear that you're still so passionate about it and still love it. But thanks a million for taking the time to chat to us. We'll look forward to watching you over the next couple of months and certainly the next couple of years.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
That's perfect.